Hello YouTube! Time for another EVE Online tutorial. And in this tutorial I will be teaching you about one of the most basic features in EVE Online, namely mining, and later on I will be talking about production. Mining is done in EVE Online to gather raw materials. These materials are used in the construction of just about everything from ships to modules to weapon systems to ammunition. You name it, and it will be built by players. There is no NPC spawning of items. Everything you see in the game is built by players, excluding like stations or stargates or whatever, that sort of thing. Everything you can buy on the market is player built, basically. And players build these things by mining minerals and ore, refining that ore, and that's what I will be teaching you in this tutorial. Without miners, there would be no EVE Online. Mining is the foundation that the player-ran economy is built on. You'll often see or hear people talk about how mining is a newbie profession or a what's the name? Care Bear profession. You know, because miners and industrialists are never keen on PvPing much, and they never have any experience in PvP, and mining is stupid and it should be thrown out of the game. These people don't realize that the ships they're flying in to blow up other people and enjoy their PvP are actually made available by the miners that are investing their time and their assets to mining these raw materials so they can build ships that they eventually can, PvP in. So it's a delicate balance. It's sort of a circle of life thing. There are 3 steps to basic mining. You can make mining very complicated, but I'm just gonna go into the basics in this tutorial. I will be talking about more advanced mining tactics in the future. 3 steps to mining. Number 1, you go out and find an asteroid belt to mine the asteroids for raw ore. Secondly, you bring the ore back to a station to reprocess it in a reprocessing plant, and this will give you raw minerals. These minerals are then used to build stuff. Just about everything I just summed up. After reprocessing your ore, you can use them to build something, or you can sell them on the market so someone else can build something with them. So even if you're just starting out and you have no idea or resources to build anything with your minerals, there's always someone somewhere in the game that does have a use for your minerals. And if you can build something with your stuff, then someone else will build something with them. So you can always sell them on the market. There's always a demand for minerals, always, no exception. So it's an easy commodity to acquire and an easy commodity to sell. And it's a good way to start making some cash, even if mining isn't what you want to do in EVE Online initially, or as your basic profession. It's a good way to start out and make some starting capital. Next, you want to know that there are different types of ore in EVE Online, different types of minerals. So I'll be listing some of the ore in EVE Online. There are a total of 16 different types of ore in EVE Online, and you will find different kinds depending on the security status of the solar system you are in. The most valuable ore is found in Deep 00 space, and the least valuable ore is found in 1.0 space, the safe systems that we discussed earlier in an earlier tutorial. The 16 types of ore in order of least valuable to most valuable are Veldspar, Scordite, Pyroxeris, Plagioclase. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing that right. These names are very difficult. Omber, Kernite, Jaspet, Hemorphite, Hedbergite, Gneiss, Dark Ochre, Spodumane, Crocite, Bistot, Arcanor and Mercoxide. Every type of these ores has 2 variations to it. One that contains 5% extra minerals when you refine it, and another one that has 10% extra minerals when you refine it. So you'll always want to be searching for the 10% variation, because you'll get more minerals in less time. The variations to these ores have a prefix to their usual name. And in the case of Veldspar, which is the most basic ore you'll find in the game, the variation for Veldspar are called concentrated Veldspar and dense Veldspar. That's how you can make out the extra variations. When you refine ore at a station, you get minerals in return. And we'll get into refining in a little bit. And these minerals are what we are ultimately after. These are the building blocks for the ships and the modules and the weapons and the ammo. There are a total of 8 minerals in the game. From lowest value to highest, these are tritanium, pyrite, mexalon, isogen, noxium, zedrine, megasite and morphite. Again, I have no idea if I pronounced those right. CCP made it like impossible to pronounce those things. Anyway, if you would like to know exactly what minerals are found in what ores and in what quantities, and you know what's best to mine and what you can find where, I've included a link in the video description that offers some more detail about minerals and ores in general. So you can decide for yourself what you want to find and what you want to mine, or what you need to mine for your projects or whatever. Okay, we're almost ready to go out mining. You now know the basic information you need to know about how mining works, and how ore and minerals work. But before we can go out mining, we need the right modules to slap on our cute little fishy ship. We need miner modules to mine asteroids with, and these require the mining skill. I have 2 miner 2s here. In this case, when you're just starting out, you won't be able to use these yet because they're Tech 2 variants. But the basic premise is the same. The miner 1 or the miner 2 will have skill prerequisites, just like any other module in the game. In fact, let me look up the miner 1 just for you. Here it is. Miner 1 requires a level 1 in the skill mining, which is this. Skill at using mining lasers, 5% bonus to mining turret yield per skill level. You will need this skill. If you don't already have it, you can find it on a market. It's not very expensive. Just train this to level 1, or train it to level 4 if you want to use the miner 2s, which have a slightly bigger yield. They mine more ore in less time, basically. So train that up, and then you can use these mining lasers, and we can fit them to our Navitas that we bought in the previous tutorial. Just put them in the high slots. The miners are a weapon category, just like any other high slot, so you need to put them in there. Okay, now that we have our miners equipped, we can undock. And I will teach you how to find the asteroids that we are after. Not every single solar system has asteroid belts. There are some solar systems far between that don't have asteroid belts, but most do. So to find one, just go to any random system basically with a station in it, and right click in space, and you'll see asteroid belts right here. Some solar systems will have a lot of asteroid belts. Some solar systems will have only 1, 2 or 3. You never know. So just pick one. You can pick any one of them. We'll pick the top one, and you can just go warp to 0 meters. This will warp you to the asteroid field, and in the asteroid field, once we get there, you will see all kinds of big rocks floating around, and these can be all kinds of ores. Every asteroid is a specific ore. So here you go. Here we go. You see all these rocks in a small circle. That's why it's called a belt. The bigger ones are usually Veldspar. If If you click on one, you can see what type it is. You can also adjust the overview. I have the this is a custom overview. This is not the default setting. But if I put this on mining, then you will get all the asteroids in this belt neatly in your overview, and you can find whatever you're looking for. We are looking for feldspar, preferably dense feldspar, because that's the better variant. Here we go, dense feldspar. 23 kilometers away. Our mining lasers have a range of 12 kilometers, so we need to get closer. Let's just get closer, hope this thing doesn't blow us to pieces. Oh, he's shooting at me, but we should be able to get out of here before he does any real damage, I hope. So we found some dense feldspar, and from here on out it's just basically targeting and shooting at the rock just like you would at another ship or whatever. You just right click and lock, or you can hold control key and click on the target. I'm gonna stop the ship, otherwise I'll bump into it. Just activate the lasers on them and they will start mining the asteroid. Look at it, it's really fancy. Not. So yeah, it will do its thing. Reset camera. And you can see on the modules down here that the lasers are doing their little cycle. When this cycle is completed, it will deposit a certain amount of ore in your cargo hold. For now you can just keep on mining until your cargo hold is full, and in the future I will be teaching you more advanced methods to mine efficiently, including jetcan mining, which will allow you to stay in an asteroid belt a little bit longer. In this case I think my cargo hold is full pretty quickly because I have maxed out a lot of my mining skills, if not all of them. So I get a lot of feldspar in one go. You can see that it fills up my cargo hold almost completely. So we're gonna just wait until the cargo hold is completely full, and then we're gonna return to the station. You can do this procedure pretty much with any of the ores here. You can find some of the smaller rocks are probably scordite, and some more scordite, condensed scordite. Here's some plagioclase, or however you want to call that. More scordite, condensed scordite. Well, just take your pick. Pick whatever you want. You can show info on them if you want to get an idea of what minerals are in them. The most common ore type in the known universe, feldspar can be found almost everywhere. It is still in constant demand and holds a large portion of the much used titanium mineral. It requires 333 ore units to refine. I'll get into this, what this means, a little bit later, when we are back in the station. If we were to look at, let's see, scordite, for example. Scordite is amongst the most common ore types in the known universe. It has a large portion of titanium, plus a fair bit of pyrite. Good choice for those starting their mining careers. 333 units, blah 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 blah. Okay, my mining lasers are disabled. That means that my cargo hold is filled up, which yes it is. 2800 units of dense feldspar. So let's go back to the station that we came from. And I will start explaining about the wonderful practice of refining your ore and about batches and stuff like that. Okay, now that we're back in the station, we can refine the ore we just mined. And let me just open up my cargo hold when this is done loading. Come on. Since when does this take so long? Double click on the ship. And we'll just drag this over to the items pane right here. We have our feldspar here. To refine our ore, refining requires that you are in a station with a reprocessing plant, which you can find in the right sidebar. If this icon is present, it has a reprocessing plant. And to use that reprocessing plant, you need the skill refining, which I will find very quickly for you. Refining right here. Skill at using refineries, 2% reduction in refinery waste per skill level. Yeah, well, this, if you don't have this skill, find it on the market. It's not very expensive. Do keep in mind that refining requires that you have industry on level 1, which you can also find on the market if you don't already have it. Allows basic operation of factories. Well, this is for the next tutorial, important. Let's have a look at the reprocessing screen. In this factory, basically, you can just throw everything you have into a grinder, and you'll get basic minerals out of it. You can throw anything you want in here, but it's generally not a good idea to do so when you're just starting out, because refining takes quite a bit of skill to perfect. Because any kind of refining, I'll show you right now. If we select the dense feldspar and we get on get quote, you'll see that in this list we have a column that states you receive, a column that states we take, and a column that states unrecoverable. And when you are first starting out, well, let me just explain what this means. You receive is basically the minerals that you will get once you hit reprocess. We take is a figure that you pay to the station owner, which is Federation Navy in this case, as a sort of tax. And unrecoverable means the amount of waste, so the amount of minerals wasted when you reprocess your feldspar, because you don't have the skills to properly do it yet. In this case, I maxed out my refining skills, so the unrecoverable is always on 0 for me, which is nice. And my tax is pretty low because I have decent standings with the Federation Navy. When you start out, these figures will be a lot higher, so keep that in mind. Waste can be lowered, so the unrecoverable figure can be lowered by training the relevant skills, which are basically refining. The refining skill I showed you earlier. Let me see. This skill lowers refining waste by 2%. Refining efficiency lowers it by 4%. And in the case of specific ores, so in this case we're looking for feldspar processing, specialization in feldspar processing and refining, 5% reduction in feldspar refining waste. So the waste for this specific ore is then reduced 5% per skill level. If you max all these things out, you'll be able to refine without any waste. So that's a goal if you want to get into a mining career. That's something skills you want to train. So now that you know all this, we can hit reprocess, and the titanium will appear in your inventory. You notice that we have some left over. This didn't get reprocessed because feldspar has a batch size of 333 units, as it shows in the show info window. It requires 333 units to refine. So this is basically how mining works and how refining works. In the next tutorial I will be showing you how to use these minerals in a production process. We're going to build some ammunition, which is the most basic form of production. Yeah, I will get into that in the next tutorial. For now, you could choose to sell this on the market if you really need the money, or you can use it to, build your own stuff. But that does it for now. I explained the most basic mining techniques, and I will get into some more advanced techniques in the future. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it was helpful for you. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Like the video, it's always appreciated. And I will see you next time.